Like all dark skin should get respirations for all the BS we had to go through pre-great shift period.
Did this nigga say respirations? I think I mean the cat mean reparations, not. But this is bullshit. Like this is BS. First off, I guarantee you for a fact, all the BS that you had to go through was from other dark skinned people. I guarantee you, all them jokes and them dark skinned jokes and stuff that all came from dark skinned women and dark skinned men. It had nothing to do with light skinned dudes, light skinned females, white people, etc. And even if it did, they're supposed to feel that way about you because they're not your group or they don't look like you. All right, let's keep going.
Some of y'all don't know, bro. If you was dark skinned pre-great shift period, those was some dark times, figuratively and literally. I know I
Really? Because all I heard from the last 50 years is that dark skinned dudes were in style and how all women desire them, especially black women. Of over 50, the last 50 years, I've been hearing that. You know, what y'all gotta understand about dark skinned people, especially dark skinned men. Let's keep it on them. Dark skinned people in general, but especially the men, they rule through like guilt tripping people. All right, so what they'll do is they'll lie and say that light skinned dudes were in style at a certain period of time, just so they can get sympathy from women in order to get with them or smash them, and it works 10 times out of 10. And the only reason why I'm reacting to this video is because, unfortunately for light skinned cats, we always get emasculated and get talked about, at least on social media, non-stop, because they trying to up their fucking self-esteem. But the whole entire time, it's them themselves who are bringing it down. It has nothing to do with light-skinned people or light-skinned men. Light-skinned men are not talking down to dark-skinned people. They never have. We never talk bad about them. We never talk bad about black women. We never talk bad about light-skinned women. So like, but we the only ones who get sacrificed doing this shit. When people trying to prove their blackness and people trying to cater to dark-skinned men, somehow we always the one. They always got to put us down to lift them up for some reason. All right, and the brother Tommy Sotomayor even spoke about this. He was talking about how dark skin is viewed as a fucking handicap in the black community. It's kind of like the slow girl at the homecoming at the homecoming that walks out with the football player, or the handsome black guy, or the light skinned dude with the good hair, but you don't really care about what they're talking about. You know. That's how he compared, when dark-skinned women cry about colorism, because it's true. Nobody really cares about what they're talking about, but we just do things to shut them up. And it's crazy how we the only ones who gets the blunt end of it. We the only one who gets harassed about this stuff, but we're not the ones who are raising dark-skinned men to hate themselves, or dark-skinned women. It's them doing it to each other. And you will see other groups of women and people chime in on this colorism topic, and they even speak down to light-skinned guys. And we don't have nothing to do with this. But let's keep going.
Say that shit wrong, but it's a one take. And you know what's crazy to me about the pre-great shift period? It don't matter what state you was in, what area you was in, they all had the same jokes every time.
But who the hell is they? I guarantee he's talking about dark-skinned women and dark-skinned men. Maybe light-skinned people here and there, but it's mainly dark-skinned women and dark-skinned people making fun of people in each other. It had nothing to do with light-skinned people. I ain't seen a light-skinned chick with a light-skinned dude since I see them a couple here and there, but they weren't even talking about this. We ain't seen that since the fucking late 80s, 90s. So, like, where do they meet? Where are they getting this from that light-skinned dudes had it so good? And I actually just I just screenshotted a picture where a black chick said that dark-skinned dudes were in the 80s and the 90s amongst black women. Like, I don't know where they get it from, and I know what it really is. What it is that when dark-skinned men say they not in style, they're talking about with non-dark-skinned women. That's what they're talking about. Which y'all already know this. They want access to other groups of women, which they kind of slightly always had. Because how you think these light-skinned niggas got here in the first place? But what they're saying is they were in competition with light-skinned men with other groups of women. That's what they're saying. Alright? Because, like, first they wanted access to, y'all didn't know this, to y'all women. And now they jumping ship and they're trying to get with white women and other groups of women. So they talking about this great shift. They mean that they want to get validated by white people and non-black people. Meaning non-dark-skinned people, especially the women. because light skinned men are a minority in a minority. And they couldn't take all black women because their population is not greater enough. So even if black women were lusting out the light skinned dudes, they wouldn't get with one no way because their numbers are too slim. So like this whole stuff about how light skinned dudes had it good with women, like this shit is a lie.
You was an African booty scratcher, and we all know the classic, the lights turn off and now everybody can't see, everybody got the eyesight of a bat in this bitch. It's just...
Yeah, but where did them jokes come from? Like I grew up in a black American community, I mean, only dark skinned people made dark skin jokes. And not only that, dark skinned people make dark skin jokes to, like I remember I lived in a melting pot. And where you had Chinese people, Asian people, African people, and black Americans, especially dark skinned black Americans, they made fun of everybody, even African kids, and how black they were, how they snuck. Like this is them doing it to each other, but somehow, some way, us light skinned guys, they get on the internet and try to get fake sympathy from people, and they lie and say how light skinned people got it good because they're handsome and they look good, especially the men. And these groups of people will take it out on light skinned men and try to humble us in order to boost our self-esteem up. They gotta talk down to us in order to boost their self-esteem up. It's weird. And nobody
crazy to me how everybody was hating in unison and they didn't even know it. Everybody was tapped into the hating dark skin trend, and then out of nowhere,
who was hating dark skinned people outside of other dark skinned people? Like who was really hating y'all? Like y'all get all the promotion in the world before the trend even started. All you see is that all the R&B groups are dark skinned men. The vast majority of them. The rappers are mostly dark skinned men. The athletes are mostly dark skinned men. What are you talking about? The comedians are mostly dark skinned men. Where are y'all? Who hates dark skinned people? Especially the men. Most light skinned women and non-black women were with y'all, including dark-skinned women. Where are y'all getting this from? Like it's weird. Like they lie because they do this because this is how they rule. They rule through sympathy and guilt tripping. All right, and they're able to lie and guilt trip people into getting their resources and to even with sex, they let her say how they're so oppressed and how the white man's oppressing them. The white man ain't oppressing black people. They're oppressing light skinned people, mulatto, the men, not them. That's crazy.
A miraculous event happened. It's just like God just bestowed blessing upon us, a phenomenon that we know now as the Great Shift happened.
Why? Because white people started giving y'all validation on the internet. This is what all this stuff is about. It's about they're jealous of light skinned people because they perceive that they think that we get validation quicker than them from white people. They just want a white man to give them a hug. And non-dark skinned people to give them a hug. That's all this shit is really about. That's why they always cooning like they are. They always talking crazy. They always jumping around like gorillas and shit because they trying to get validated by non-black people. Alright? They want non-black everything. Non-dark skin partners. Non-dark skin validation. And they get on here and they try to act like light skinned dudes are coons when that's BS. That's not what the track record said. That's not what the history said. This is crazy.
Went from, oh, you burnt, oh, you this, oh, you that, to, oh, I like chocolate. Also,
yeah, but black women been saying that. They've been saying that since forever. Even light-skinned women been saying that. What are y'all talking about? Before 2020s, they've been saying that. Whether it was disingenuous or not. Because I do feel like black women overgas dark-skinned men because they don't like light-skinned dudes getting attention. You know. But they've been saying that. Like, what are y'all talking about? But they on here and they do this because they're trying to that's how they rule. That's how they get attention, is by lying and by guilt tripping people.
No troll shit, I do feel like the Great Shift really changed the way a lot of dark-skinned people perceive themselves. Because back then, I used to take offense to people calling me black, you know what I'm saying? Because it had a negative connotation.
Yeah, but who taught you that? Don't get in here and try to say it was white people. Like, what white person really walked up to you and called you black and ugly? Or told you that, or you seen on TV, like, this ain't the 1800s no more. Who really told you that being black was a bad thing outside of maybe your dark skinned mother or whoever, your dark skinned brother or something? Like, be for real.
So people be like, "Oh, you black as hell, you black as hell," but now,
Yes, by mostly dark skinned people, but somehow, some way, light skinned people, especially the men specifically, we get we the ones who. For example, they get on here acting like they got low self-esteem when they really don't. And what they do is, I said over and over again in this video, in order for them to get their self-esteem back to where it needs to be, people will automatically diss light-skinned men in order to get them to give them fake validation and praise. That they gotta down us to lift them up. You know. All this shit is just manipulation. It's just weird and it's manipulation.
I don't take offense to that anymore, bro. It's kind of like black.
Right, and you needed white people and non-dark skinned people to validate you in order for you to feel good about your dark skin. That's weird.
Beautiful, bro. And I like being black. I know the great.
Yeah, but black people been saying that about y'all. Like, it's weird. They've been saying that. Black women been saying that. Light skinned women been saying that about y'all. Like, what are you talking about? They've been saying that. Like, so what group of people are you talking about? You have to be talking about non-black people. Like, who else could you be talking about? They've been worshiping dark-skinned people in the community. They've been doing that. And putting their light-skinned situations even light-skinned people, they've been putting their situation on the back burner to help y'all out. So where are y'all getting this from? It's very obvious they're getting it. It's about non-black people. They want their validation.
It's kind of like a meme joke thing, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. It did.
She has a group of people who literally makes memes about light-skinned men all damn day. Like, these dudes ain't making these memes by themselves. And I'm pretty sure these women ain't making memes about light-skinned dudes. Some of them do. But, you know, making memes about light-skinned dudes, some of them do be funny. But, like, let's be real. Like, that's like, it's weird how light-skinned men are always used as a sacrifice to blackness. Like, they gotta make fun of a light-skinned dude to prove that they black. Like, that's what it is. Like, you see it, like, with the women. They gotta mock light-skinned dudes to prove that they black on the internet. You know, even with black women do it. They gotta worship dark-skinned people and dark-skinned men to prove that they black. They gotta worship, not knowing they didn't even invent a lot of the shit they taking credit for. They stole it from light-skinned dudes. They stole half their culture from mulatto men. Like, it's crazy.
Actually help a lot of dark-skinned people feel better about themselves. I feel like all dark-skinned should get respect.
No, your black ass mama need to help you feel better about yourself. All right. That's who y'all have a lack of parenting amongst darker black people and light-skinned people as well. All right, the black community is a matriarchy. All right, and these women don't know what the hell they doing with their damn kids.